Okay, time for another awesome review of Hollywood Heights. Or I should say a review of the awesome show Hollywood Heights, although I know many of you think my reviews are awesome, which I appreciate. Thank you. Um, okay, so the story is moving quite along, but we have just another week left of the season, but I think there's going to be a second season. There has to be. I mean, although the story's moving along, there's just not enough time for a lot to fully develop. And that's why some loose ends will be tied up at the end of the season, but the story needs to continue. So I'm I'm thinking we will see a second season. But anyway, let's get to the stories. Okay. Uh so we know that Eddie's not dead. We know that Max knows the body in the car wasn't Eddie. We know that Max received that anonymous phone call that Eddie is alive. Uh, Max now has the suspicion that Chloe killed Kate. That part, he doesn't know it, but that part is now leaked. And he figures that that had to do with what Eddie and Chloe were fighting about. So Chloe's out of the hospital. Uh, okay, the body in the car was not Eddie's, so whose was it? Okay, Eddie said that he got hit with a lead pipe in behind, so somebody was kidnapping him with his own car. Uh, that story wasn't fully told. Uh, Maybe more will be told later, but, a lot missing there. So he gets saved by Jeremy and Leah. Leah has the hots for him, and that's why he's not sending Eddie's message to Lauren. Lauren handling Eddie's apparent loss very well, because we know Eddie is not dead. So, it's moving right along. Then there's the Don thing. Okay, so now we know what Don's intention was. Blow up the clinic, bump off Ellie, collect the insurance money to pay back his debts, and frame Phil in order to send Phil to jail and get him out of Adriana's life. Okay, it backfired. Ellie knocks out Don, and Don ends up in the clinic when it explodes. So, blood is on Ellie's hands, and it's a matter of time before she is exposed. Okay. So, Phil's watch is found at the scene. Now, the toolbox. Something's very fishy there. Not just that those tools are missing, okay, or that the tools were at the clinic, so we know Phil had nothing to do with it, but how did Don get his hands on those tools? Did he break into the Sanders house and take them? Or did they show something that I missed? This isn't making sense. But at least Phil has the idea that he was planning to, get him out of the picture. Uh, So we will see where that goes. Another thing that just I heard on a few times Lauren being called the next Alanis Morissette. It seems a trend that many recent phenomenons are being compared to Alanis Morissette. When I saw the Katy Perry movie, she talked about how Alanis Morissette inspired her. They're comparing her. I have a problem with that. For one, they don't sound like Alanis Morissette at all. There is only one Alanis Morissette. Like her or not, and that's your choice, your preference, I can't think of any artist that can be compared to her. She has her own voice, her own style. Brittany Underwood, Katy Perry, there is no comparison to Alanis Morissette. Well, maybe you can compare Alanis to Janis Joplin, 'cause Alanis kinda continued the Woodstock counterculture of music, so Janis Joplin would come the closest. Anyway, I was a big fan of Alanis Morissette back in the day, and in retrospect, I still reverence her. She was one of the artists who defined 90s music. But for all that she was just an era. What has she come out with since the 90s that has been a hit? I mean, I haven't been hearing anything from her. If I'm missing something, you correct me. Hey, Alanis, if you happen to watch this video, I want a comment from you on everything I just said about you. I mean, about people being compared to you. Alright, another week, and I will give my season review of the greatest TV show ever made.